I'm here and I've got more of those weird and wonderful things that you probably didn't know about Xbox. And if you are in the mood for some more gaming trivia, check out Bex's original video right up there. Right, let's get weird. This video is brought to you by Star Wars Outlaws. I love this one because it's got pub quiz question written all over it. If you were asked what was the very first Xbox Live Arcade game, you'd probably opt for some of those famous downloadable titles like Geometry Wars or Braid. But the answer is actually the Ghost Goblin Girl Boss, Ms. Pac-Man. Anyway, you see, Xbox Live Arcade actually launched way back in 2004 on the OG Xbox. And it was so old school that it actually came on a disc, which you received by mail or as a freebie, along with games like Forza Motorsport. And that disc also contained a copy of Ms. Pac-Man. There are plenty of ways that you can reveal a new title or a release date, from, glitzy presentations at big gaming showcases to surprise drops that just catch everybody out. But back in 2004, Microsoft bigwig Peter Moore decided to go one step further to make sure that everyone knew that he really did have skin in the game. Moore strolled out onto stage at E3 2004, rolled up his sleeve, and revealed a brand new tattoo of the Halo 2 logo, along with the release date that fans had been eagerly waiting for. It's a very inventive and slightly crazy way to drop a massive bit of gaming news, but it worked out so well that he just repeated the trick a couple of years later to announce GTA 4's arrival on Xbox. And don't go looking for any teasers on my tattoos. Promise you there's nothing there. Right, I've got another bit of trivia for you. What was the final game ever released on the OG Xbox? You got it? Nah, I didn't think so. Well, let me fill you in. The original console had a pretty amazing run, and even in 2005, with the Xbox 360 charging in to take up the baton, OG Xbox gamers were still being treated to releases like Psychonauts, Forza Motorsport, and Jade Empire. And these OG Xbox releases just kept coming all the way up until August of 2008, when EA threw one last title its way with Madden NFL 09. Guess you could call that a Hail Mary. I don't really need to tell you this because we all know that Doom was and is an immensely popular game. The OG boomer shooter just laid the groundwork for basically the entire FPS genre, while also blowing people's minds with its demonic action and thunderous metal soundtrack. And although it wasn't actually 3D, it really did feel like it, and that was just really special at the time. And in fact, the original Doom did such a good job raising hell that for a small time it was actually installed on more PCs than Windows 95. Because Microsoft's operating system might have fundamentally altered the computing world forever, but it didn't let you blast demons in the face with a shotgun now, did it? Although, well, actually I guess it eventually did, because soon after that the game was ported over to Windows, and you can of course play the back catalogue of Doom all on Game Pass, and with the way that Doom the Dark Ages is shaping up, well, I think the series has got some staying power. Given some of the incredible heights that the Microsoft Flight Simulator series has soared to, with dynamically generated weather and meticulous 3D modeling of the whole dang planet, it's kind of bizarre to think that it started off as some guy's school project. Bizarre, but entirely true. And the guy in question was Bruce Artwick. He was an electrical engineering grad student at the University of Illinois who created a model of aircraft flight as part of his thesis. He was basically just trying to prove that a proper flight sim was actually possible. Did he ever imagine that one day gamers would be performing incredibly realistic fire rescues or watching swooshing animals pass their windows in real time? Well, I don't know, I've never met him, but it's exactly what's gonna happen because Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 arrives on November 19th. Cheers, Bruce. How are you, by the way? If, like me, you've played Sea of Thieves and you've listened in on some of those rowdy conversations being held by NPCs and wondered, where did Rare find such a scurvy collection of no-good sea dogs and downright scoundrels? Because, well, it turns out they didn't actually have to look very far. All of the NPCs that were aboard Sea of Thieves when it first released in 2018 were actually voiced by Rare employees. Rare had about 200 staff members at the time, and almost all of them worked on the game, so they had plenty of people to choose from when they were looking for that perfect pirate sound. I'm a pirate legend, by the way, so if you're still looking, call me up. There were quite a lot of places for Bethesda to draw inspiration from when they were making Fallout 3, from their own RPG making experiences with the Elder Scrolls games to other post-apocalyptic tales like the Wasteland games. But it actually turns out that they learned quite a lot from Burnout. stay with me on this one. Sadly, it doesn't mean that we got to see ghouls sideswiping each other in souped-up sports cars, but it did lead to the creation of Fallout's gruesomely cinematic VAT system. Specifically, Burnout inspired the way in which it slows down time to give you a nice long look at all the destruction that your attacks have wreaked. Todd Howard even described it himself as Burnout crash mode with body parts. Lovely. Here's a question for you. Why do all of the Elder Scrolls games contain some reference to Fishsticks? I mean, Morrowind has an entire book about them. Mike the Liar mentions them in Skyrim. Elder Scrolls Online even lets you cook some up for yourself. So what's going on here? Is it just a massive coincidence, a sinister conspiracy, an elaborate plan to torment Kanye West? No. It's actually just a cute nod to the Bethesda forums, where helpful members were rewarded with an image of a pirate holding a fish stick. It soon became such a big part of the online community's patter that Bethesda themselves picked up on it and started incorporating it into the games. So the whole thing's actually a lot less fishy than it seems. Sorry about that one. This video was brought to you by Star Wars Outlaws, the first open-world Star Wars game ever. Playing as rookie scoundrel Kay Vess, you play the criminal underworld syndicates against each other for a shot at one of the biggest heists the Outer Rim has ever seen. Joined by her companions Nyx and ND5 across 5 different explorable planets and space itself, this is the ultimate galactic criminal fantasy. Just don't get cocky, kid.
We should get moving. Star Wars Outlaws, available August 30th.
That's it for this round of completely useless but kind of interesting Xbox trivia. For more, make sure that you stay tuned and hit that subscribe button. Bye!